research complex.
It's time we meet in person. My office is on the second floor of this facility.
Welcome back to Doom. Episode 8 getting underway here. A Brighter Tomorrow. We already know this is not going to be good with a title like that. So we took a tram from the destroyed Argent facility and have arrived in the Advanced Research Complex. And it's time to finally meet Dr. Samuel Hayden.
This vast state-of-the-art research, design, and production center.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect.
Okay, let's talk mission challenges. We're going to be getting right to some of these. The first one, bottle opener. Perform 5 screw top glory kills on the possessed. That's attacking either the head or the right leg from behind. And those are on the zombie possessed guys. So that's not too bad, and there are a lot of them at the beginning. So we'll get right to that. Then we're going to do hide and seek, find 2 collectibles, and then double time. Interact with 2 rune trials. And that's something we'd already do anyway, Devatron, because we go for the perfect scorecards and do all the rune trials. Alright, so we got our auto map. Not that that ever matters because I don't show you the map. Let's get to work on bottle opener. Or we could just kill a bunch of possessed with the Gauss cannon and progress mobile siege to 5 of 10. Yeah, I went ahead and did that just because there are too many of them, you know, to work on this this challenge with them all around me. You know, 1 or 2, no problem, but not 7. Alright, just like that, our ammo is capped out. We'd already completed health on these Argent Cell upgrades, so our Doom Marine is really kick-ass. Having more armor capacity is always good, but health and ammo are just the bee's knees, right? And there's another corkscrew. Glory kill on possessed. You can see this isn't bad at all. You know, compared to some of those crazy ones like Chiropractor. Remember on the pipelines to the Argent Tower, trying to get behind 5 imps, or to be knighted. 2 death from above, glory kills on Hell Knights. You know, just really, really dangerous stuff. But this isn't bad at all, and I believe this is the last one here. We'll be on our way. Okay, nice stuff there. Good to get these out of the way so you can just move on with the rest of the mission and not stress about it. What I'm doing here is trying to line up at least 3 so that I can continue to advance mobile siege on the Gauss cannon. Because that is a big deal. Being able to go into siege mode and move around and not be pinned down, that is huge. So there you see the weapon mastery updated 6 of 10. So we are moving right along.
Look upon the faces of these extraordinary men and women.
not advancing enough applicants, and our faith is nothing without believers. We cannot conduct our work without them.
And what kind of work is it that you're doing, Olivia? I haven't seen a report from your team in months now, have I? Can I trust that you can maintain your distance and control of the situation?
Of course. I believe in our work, but in order to make progress, we will have to make even greater sacrifices.
This isn't progress, it's madness. The board understands the peculiar nature of your work, and no one is in the dark on what those sacrifices mean to mankind. But your judgment is no longer considered sound.
Okay, further indication of the rift that was growing between Pierce and Hayden. And however much we want to fault Hayden, he seems, at least in the progression of events with regard to Olivia Pierce, he does seem to be the voice of reason.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Wow. Welcome to Kick-Ass Island. Population, the Doom Marine. Very tough fight. This and the final fight are typically where you wipe on this level. So that was really well done. Looking back at it, and some things happened in there. We got Mobile Siege upgraded, and some nice movement and a nice mix of weapons and everything else. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun to play, and actually fun to watch. All right, so let's meet Dr. Samuel Hayden at long last.
Do not be alarmed by the system update. It is a prototype of our interdimensional tether. A means for me to pull you back from hell. I'm sorry for the jolt, but I didn't think you'd allow its installation voluntarily. I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden. I have supplies in my office. This way, please.
Okay, we're going to make our way into Hayden's office, and he's going to talk to us about the Helix Stone and some other things. But I'm going to have to break a little bit of immersion and cut to a still of a screenshot from an item that is on his desk. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that.
Take whatever supplies you need.
Okay, this is a weird way of doing this. I thought about picture-in-picture and talking about it with this overlaid as I continue on and whatnot, but I really did want you to see this because this is from the codex entries, and you actually see this when you're in the Cadinger Sanctum, but that doesn't make sense because the actual etching here is on Dr. Hayden's desk. Now I'm going to go ahead and read to you the part of the codex entry that talks about this etching because I think it's just better. It says a lot, and I don't want to paraphrase it. While the history of the Doom Marine remains conjecture, the Helix Stone, as well as other artifacts found at the Argent Fracture and during the Hell expedition of ECM-13, have shed some light on his identity. An etching from the Book of Deva, another discovery of the Cadinger expedition, depicts the Doom Marine wearing the Praetor suit, engaging demons in battle as a hooded figure looks on. This image had been previously observed numerous times in other artifacts, but only with the actual discovery of the Doom Marine and Praetor suit in the sealed Cadinger tomb have researchers begun to put the pieces together. It is now believed the Doom Marine might have been part of an ancient group or tribe, maybe even their leader. Okay, so this is lending support to the theory, if you want to call it, that I kind of posited before we left Cadinger Sanctum, that there are other parties involved. See the hooded figure looking on. Is that an angel? We don't know. So there are other factions, other players involved in this story and this history. It also lends support to the theory that the Doom Marine is the Doom Slayer. And the Codex entry also mentioned the Doom Marine was a part of an ancient group or tribe, possibly its leader, right? You're going to see some other artifacts in his office. I'm going to walk up to them. There are going to be two sentinels with the Praetor suit in between them. And these look like, I don't know, fossilized artifacts or something. And in the first of our Slayer's Testaments, the voice talked about the Doomslayer wearing the crown of the Sentinels. So the Sentinels are probably the group. The Doomslayer was probably some kind of chosen one from this group. There are possibly some other parties involved, like angels, we don't know. But you can see this is pretty key to the story, or at least understanding the story that the game is trying to present to us. And so I apologize for breaking immersion right as we're about to meet Dr. Hayden. But I just couldn't figure out a better way to show you this actual etching on the parchment and talk about the codex entries, in detail, and really get you, thinking about what is going on and who the Doom Marine is.
The destruction of the Argent Tower is devastating, but I am committed to helping you close the portal. All of our work and understanding of their world is derived from the inscriptions on a large stone artifact we pulled from Hell in the earliest days of the program. We call it the Helix Stone. It is our most closely guarded asset. Olivia was obsessed with it. From it, we learned how to manipulate Hell's energy, bend it to our will, take advantage of their resources. It also led us to you. The Helix Stone showed us how to harness the power of the well. I believe it will show you how to shut it down. For years, Olivia has kept the Helix in her private office in the Lazarus Labs, which is only accessible through a secure elevator from the Advanced Research Complex across the chasm. Your affinity for guns is apparent. I'm confident you'll find something useful there as well. The service elevator is at the end of the hall.
Okay, I've waited quite a while to say anything about Dr. Samuel Hayden. There have been a few codex entries along the way, but I wanted you to kind of just get introduced to him simply from playing the game. Finding out he's a big robot. See, there's another codex entry there. And then meeting him. So, real briefly, born into a powerful, wealthy family. Oxford educated, master's in theoretical physics, started a philanthropic, scientific fund to help underprivileged, brilliant scientists, stuff like this. Ended up here working on the energy crisis, and then discovered he had stage 4 inoperable brain cancer. So he opted to go with a procedure called cybernetic transference, which, science fiction, basically transferred his memories, personality, consciousness, mental acuities, and abilities all into, a cybernetic robot form. So that's why he's a big robot. As for why didn't he attack Doom Marine, why didn't Doom Marine attack him? Well, first of all, he immediately shackled us with that tether. And we don't know if that's going to enable Hayden to control Doom Marine, imprison him, etc. But more important, I think that both Doom Marine and Samuel Hayden realize, at least in the immediate sense, that Olivia Pierce is the problem and the demonic invasion, the Hell Wave, is the problem, right? So I think they both realize they're going to need to work with each other in order to stop that. Then as far as other differences go, using Argent energy at all, etc., that remains to be seen. Okay, and yet another monster type. Really just a bigger, meaner, nastier version of one we had already seen, the Mancubus. That type is called the Cyber Mancubus, and they just, they're pretty much the same thing. What makes them extra nasty, though, is they throw these green balls of acid out, and they will land and remain there as a little acid pool that can do damage to you. So they're pretty nasty. Otherwise, not too bad for a gore nest. Okay, so here we found our first rune trial. And this will also give us 1 of 2 on double take. So here we go. Blood Fueled. This is particularly hard because you can't move unless you kill something. And then you can only move for a few seconds. So very tricky rune trial here. All right, not too bad. It is possible to fail that because sometimes the enemies just, they won't come to you, you know, and then you're stuck. You can't move, you can't find them, you can't kill them. So pretty fortunate that we were able to just keep having them come to us and we made it through. As for the rune itself, move faster after performing a glory kill. That's pretty meh, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're going to do all the trials because we like it. Okay, so here we are. This is probably this little chasm. If you just want to get through it, the jumps aren't bad, but there's a couple secrets and whatnot that we're going to be doing that make this the most kind of demanding jumpy area in the game. And to make it even more harrowing, there are these lost souls. You see I'm kind of slowly going, checking, and you'll see some just around the corner here. There they are. These will kind of come around and float in and out and then charge you and knock you off and, you know, cause you to fall to your death. All right, second Argent Cell for this level, and finally starting to increase the armor capacity, so that is cool. Also, I think in the last episode or two back, I can't remember which, I mentioned it's good to equip and level up the in-flight mobility rune. And this is why. There's a couple of really tricky jumps in order to get the secret lever, and it helps if you have that rune equipped. Some other things that have gone by that I haven't been able to mention yet because I was talking. With Praetor tokens, we're able to cap out our equipment system category, and that just means we get more grenades and they recharge quicker. That's all 3 of those upgrades do. And there's Hide and Seek 1 to 2, our first collectible of the map. Okay, here is probably the hardest jump in the game. And of course, guess what's there? Lost souls trying to come from all angles and ruin it. So we have to like jump and do a 180 and get back to the ledge on the other side of this pipe. And I didn't mean to pull the chainsaw out, but I did just because I was like freaking out. But yeah, very hard. And I think you can do it without in-flight mobility rune, but it's pretty risky. So here we're jumping back. The jump back isn't nearly as bad. So yeah, we got equipment system all maxed out on our Praetor suit, And weapon-wise, just continue to upgrade the pistol. Again, should have done the chain gun, the big giant mobile turret, machine gun. Should have done that before pistol, but not the end of the world. Okay, and why are we coming back here? Well, we pulled the secret lever, Devitron. This is our classic Doom map for this level. Phobos Labs. Yeah, kind of more of the same, but cool always to see it. Phobos, if you recall from the original Doom, and this may be true in actual, like, astronomy facts, right? I have to look this up, but Phobos is a moon of Mars, and it was where some of the research was going on in the original Doom, and where the hell portals were happening and stuff like that. So that was Phobos Labs. Yeah, I bet you weren't ready for that. Nobody is their first time here. To the extent any of us know to jump over there, get the secret, find the Mega Health power-up. Just a crazy, cacodemon coming up and scaring the shit out of you and potentially ruining your run. So that's pretty much it. That was all the little jumpy areas in this chasm, the secrets, the collectible, and here's our hatch. And we are now officially in the Advanced Research Complex. And this facility, by the way, it's where all the kind of top secret research was going on. Energy projects, weapon projects, any kind of technology like Olivia Pierce's exoskeleton, Samuel Hayden's cybernetic transfusion, etc., etc. This is all where the UAC's advanced research went on. Now, the Lazarus Project, which we're trying to get to, well, the Lazarus Labs, which house the Lazarus Project, is through this facility, but it'll be the next map. And here, we're still just cleaning up some secrets and whatnot, but it seems like this is just obligatory for first-person shooters. You have to have some kind of fan vent, air shaft in the mix, where you have to turn the fan on or change the speed and then get blown up the shaft and sneak through the hidden air vent, etc., etc. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it, and it's part of why we play these games, is because we've come to know these little map puzzles and really enjoy them. But yeah, it just seems pretty obligatory at this point. You need the fan shaft air vent. All right, fun stuff there. And thankfully, unlike other first-person shooters, there weren't any rotating fan blades or other hazard to chop her head off at the top. All in all, a pretty easy obstacle. So, pressing on. Again, we're just trying to get through here and get to the Lazarus Labs.
Demonic presence at unsafe level. Lockdown in effect. Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
The ARC is there.
Retinal scan failed. Access denied. Yellow security clearance required.
Okay, what can I say? You're probably just cringing right now. The last time we needed fingerprint security, we had to rip a security guard's arm off and bring it back to the sensor. So now we need a retinal scan. So, yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and let you watch this one unfold. But let me know how you guys did with this. Nice, a hot pink Doom guy collectible. Maybe that was a Doom girl, you know? Never know. So there's 2 of 2 for hide and seek. So all we have left to do mission challenge wise is do the other rune trial. And that's coming up shortly. And we're still looking for a way to bypass this retinal scan security. Okay, here's our second data log codex entry on the BFG 9000. And we all know what BFG stands for, Devatron. I think that came in with Doom 3. I don't think it was in Doom 1 or 2. Not sure, but you can probably guess what's behind the secure door. And now we have corpse upper torso acquired. I love the little message. So this is going to be our retinal scan bypass. And let's get to some big fucking gun action, Devatron.
Biometric mismatch detected. Scanning. Unauthorized personnel confirmed. Expulsion to commence in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activating laser security system.
Oh, yeah. Big time. That is a big fucking gun. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it away.
Personnel. Dismantling Lazarus elevator. Demonic threat at level 1.
Okay, that was probably supposed to be a BFG room clearing event there, just to let you try it out because you just got it, but better to save the ammo because it's pretty scarce. And here we're looking at some holographic forensic report action. Probably what happened, you know, when the Hell Wave was released in this facility. And over here, another secret, and bam, our second rune trial. Intimacy is best. Let's see what this one has in store for us. Okay, deceptively difficult. If you just try to use the regular attack on the pistol to get them staggered, it takes too long and you run out of time. So you have to use the charge shot, and they jump around on you a lot, and it's annoying. So that one's actually trickier than it looks. Speaking of the pistol, we're going to go ahead and finish it off here. And now we just need to get 15 headshot kills with charge shot to have it fully upgraded. As for the rune that we were rewarded with, intimacy is best. Demons are more glory kill friendly because of a high damage resistance while staggered. Just doesn't make sense. Never tried it. Nobody seems to condone it, so not going to use it.
Demonic presence at unsafe level. Lockdown in effect. Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
All right, pretty tough gore nest, and you got to see the BFG in action. This sort of green swirly globe there that we just picked up, that's BFG ammo, by the way. And you can only ever carry 3, so it's very scarce. And you have to pick and choose when you use the BFG very carefully. As you saw, it kind of sends out a big, giant green globe and then it has all this sort of arcing electricity. If those arcs hit enemies, then they just one-shot them. No matter what it is, they're dead. Except maybe a boss. So BFG, obviously best gun in the game. Just very limited ammo, so you have to mind that.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect. Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Okay, that's one way to take care of 2 Barons of Hell at once. Just wait for quad damage to be left over from a gore nest. Yeah, that's why I was saving that one, in case you were wondering. Those guys can be pretty nasty when you're trapped into such a small space without it. Alright, that looks like a wrap. Let's move on to the Lazarus Labs.
It may not be a brighter tomorrow, but at least there are brighter explosions now that the Doom Marine has a big fucking gun. We'll see you in the next episode of Doom.